or welcome back to A Game of Fangs and Thrones. My name's Hannah, and this is another weekly reading vlog. So I'm actually starting this weekly reading vlog off with a finished book. If you saw last week's vlog, you'll know that I decided I wasn't sure what I was going to read, so I picked up one of the contemporaries on. I'm trying to get the sticker off. Picked up one of the contemporaries on the TBR. I know I'm adding non-fantasy books to my TBRs. What is happening to the world? But I picked up Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertalli. This was the prompt for most recent book purchased because at the time of filming it was. And it's also a charity shop book, so I've just got the charity shop sticker off. And this is set in the same world as Simon vs. the Homo sapien agenda, or Love, Simon, as the movie version was named. And I haven't read Love, Simon. I do have it on the TBR trolley though. But I don't think you really need to know what happens in Love, Simon to read Leah. I think there are minor spoilers in Leah on the Offbeat for Love, Simon, but hey ho, we can kind of figure out what's happening. Someone will get with someone, and that's how this works. But this one follows Leah, who is, I think she's either 17 or 18. She's in her senior year of high school, and the whole drama is, well, not the whole drama, but a lot of the crux of this story is prom. That seems to be the climactic event. But Leah is bisexual. She has she's came out to her mum, I believe, but nobody else, not even Simon. And she's dealing with feelings for another girl, which I did find was really cute. I don't normally read coming out stories, but this one was full of acceptance. Leah identifies as plus size, although I think she uses the word fat, and it wasn't all doom and gloom. She's happy with her size, she's happy with herself, and she doesn't understand why anybody would try to be anybody else. She is struggling with the feelings for the girl, as mentioned, and she actually gets a date to prom from a friend of hers who has a crush on her, but she doesn't feel the same way as him. You can't see it, but I have like a pile of cushions just here. Mostly from book boxes, but I do have a wolf in Eeyore and a little leopard that came from somewhere else. But yeah, this is a 4-star. I thought it was really cute. Loved the fat girl plus size representation in this. I can't speak for the other representation because I'm female, I'm cis female, and I identify as heterosexual, so I can't really talk about that rep. But I did enjoy the rest of the story. I was really engaged and I couldn't put it down, which was surprising for me because, like I say, I don't normally read contemporaries. So I still have about 10 books on the official TBR to read, and I know I was worried about that. So, plans for this week. Today, Monday, I'm not doing anything special. Tomorrow I'm at a spa day with my mum and sister, so I'll probably not vlog that, although when do I ever vlog anything outside of this room? So Tuesday I'm at a spa. Wednesday I'm actually going up to Edinburgh for the day, just for a bit of shopping, just have a bit of a wander, enjoy my last day off, because Thursday I'm back at work. I'm working at 9 till 5, and then Friday, same, back at work, but I am going off for food hopefully with Sean after work, because I won't be seeing him this weekend, because Saturday I'm out with some friends for a friend's birthday, and Sean is at the football on Sunday. So plenty of reading can be done, because I think the train journey to Edinburgh, I think it's about an hour and a half, and if I remember and if I feel comfortable with it, I might take you guys along, but don't hold your hopes up too high, so I don't think that'd happen. So plan what to do. So I need to update my bullet journal and write the review in my review journal for Lear on the Offbeat, update the little tally I have on my TBR trolley, and then find something else to read. So I'm actually leaning towards either a middle grade, because I have Nevermore on there, and by Jessica Townsend, and Harklight by Tim Tilley, or maybe continue the contemporary theme I've got going on and read 1,000 Splendid Suns, and then read House in the Cerulean Sea afterwards, because I think 1,000 Splendid Suns might make me cry. So I think that's the plan. I'll let you know what I do end up reading and what I think of it when I'm a little ways in. But I think now is just a case of do the journaling. So I'll see you soon. camera. I'm about 64 pages in to 8,000 Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. This is the prompt for Mountains on the cover. And so far, we follow Miriam when she is 5, when she's learning about her father, who was estranged from his mother because she was born out of wedlock. And then it picks up again when she's 15, after her mother's death, and she is sent to live with her father, who doesn't really want her there because he sees her as a shame on the family. So they sell her off to Rashid, who is she's only 15, he's about 40 odd, and she is terrified, and he's not very nice at the moment. But the writing is quite simple, but it works in its simplicity. It's not a happy book so far. Miriam has lived on the outskirts of this town, and her mother has, I think it's epilepsy, but it's not really told. And when Miriam is, I don't know if she's 15 at this point, but when Miriam is a little bit older, she wants to go to the pictures that her dad owns, and meet her half-brothers, her half-sisters properly. Both the mother and the father say no, but Miriam wants that anyway, so that was all she wanted for her birthday. So she sneaks out, and her mother ends up killing herself. And Miriam, unfortunately, is the one to find the body, so then she ends up with her father. Her father, Jalil's other wives don't want her there, so they sell her off to Rashid, who on paper looks like a great candidate, apart from the fact that he is like 20 years older than her. I think 30. I think he's in his 40s, and Miriam's only 15. So there's that. So that's not good, and that's pretty much where I've got up to. I think this one might make me cry, but I have my pop, some snacks, the laptop, and that's what we're going to do tonight. We're just going to read. So it's Tuesday, and I have 2 book updates for you. First one, as you'll have seen from yesterday's clip, I started reading 1,000 Splendid Suns. I finished it last night or this morning, I can't quite remember. But I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It is a hard book to read in terms of the content. Miriam is 15 when she's sold into essentially slavery to an older man to be his wife. He's not a nice person, let's put it that way. And then she goes through quite a few miscarriages, and he turns bitter towards her, and he's not happy about that. So then, fast forward a couple of years, 2 decades later, the Taliban have start invading Afghanistan, and this is the story of that, as well as the story of friendship and sisterhood between our main characters, Miriam and Layla. Layla has secrets of her own, but ends up agreeing to become Rashid's second wife to protect herself and the secret. Miriam finds out, and rather than dubbing her in it, she decides that she's going to eventually she decides that there's nothing she can do, so she's just going to help Layla. In the meantime, Rashid is he's a piece of work, but unfortunately he's not the exception in this at the moment, because obviously we all know about the oppression of Muslim women in Afghanistan during the Taliban rule. This delves into it and gives it a personal, gives like a personal feeling to it, gives it a name, it gives it a story. And this book, just, there were times when I was just crying, not full on crying my eyes out, but it got that emotional read response, so that got 5 stars. Then, as I mentioned yesterday, today I was at a local spa, and I had my Kindle with me, and I already had some free books downloaded that I just wanted to read, so I went a little bit off, did go a little bit off TBR today, and I read Born of Water by Autumn M. Burt. Just your typical fantasy story. We follow Neri, who is a water priestess tasked with finding this other girl for the church, who, it's not really clear, but I gave it 3 stars. It was alright for what it was, but it's kind of forgettable, and I don't really think I'll be continuing on with the series. I'm not having much luck with my Kindle books at the moment. But yeah, I gave that one 3 stars. So I think the plan is I'm definitely going to read The House in the Cerulean Sea. Oh, The Thousand Splendid Suns was the prompt for Mountain on the cover, and The House in the Cerulean Sea, off the top of my head, I believe it was a prompt for a book you think will be uplifting. Let's double check. Yeah, read a book you think will be uplifting or comforting. So yeah, that will be The House in the The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. And all I know about this one is that it follows Linus, who is a caseworker for the Department of Magical Youth. He is sent by his boss to an island where there is a strange orphanage, and he has to decide if these kids are safe or not. And I believe one child may be the actual spawn of Satan, but I've just heard so many good things about it. It's whimsical, it's middle grade for adults, it's a hug in a book, which after the heartbreak that was A Thousand Splendid Suns, I think I need a bit of uplifting joy. So that's going to be the read for tonight. Tomorrow is my Edinburgh trip with my mum, so we'll see if I'm brave enough to get any footage of that, and I'll speak to you when I'm a little bit into House in the Cerulean Sea. Cue montage. Okay, so if you saw the B-roll, where's my computer? If you saw the B-roll, then you'll know that today I went on a bit of an adventure. I started reading another book, but we'll get to that in a minute. All the biddings on my computer. So I went to Edinburgh. On the way there, I dropped things. No, I didn't. On the way there, I did finish House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune, and I rated that 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely adored it. I think it might be my new comfort book. And then I was already planning on going to a bookshop anyway, but we found Transreal, which is an independent bookshop in Edinburgh, in the Edinburgh Old Town, that specialises in science fiction and fantasy, which is my genre. So I picked up The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. This is the one I started reading. I'm currently on page 84 and I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying the writing style and the story. From what I can tell from what I've read so far, and from the back, this is the story of in this world, cities are real and, well, they have a soul. New York has 6 for each of the different boroughs, and they are taking the form of various humans. I've met Manhattan, or Manny, and I've met Madison, I want to say. Brooklyn, sorry. Met them two, and it's really funny, really engrossing so far. I only stopped reading it because I had to get off the train. And then the other 2 books I picked up were Elazzo by Darcy Little Badger, and this looks like this. And I think this is a middle grade, but I'm not sure. But basically this is set in a world where the indigenous myths and legends of America were real, and something is after our main character. Yeah, something is after our main character because she can raise the dead, I believe. And then I picked up Evan Winters' as The Rage of Dragons, book 1 in the Burning. I think the second book is already out, but I can't find this one anywhere. And all I know about this one is that it follows our main character, who is a berserker. He can... I don't know, to be honest. I've heard that many good things about it, and all I know is that our main character is a warrior, but he doesn't necessarily want to be a warrior, but it's in his blood, and the world in this one is ruled by women. I'm sure someone has a more concise and informative review somewhere. But yeah, I've gone off TBR and I don't mind. Yes, it's Thursday, and yes, I am wearing the same t-shirt as yesterday, but you know, we're dealing with it. Today was my first day back at work after holiday. Still working at home, because I know in a previous vlog I did say that we were hoping to get back to the office for August. Obviously that hasn't happened, so we're now hoping to go back the 8th or 9th of September, I think. So obviously I'll keep you all updated with that. And because it was a nice quiet first day back, I read a bit more of The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin, and then just finished it while watching some vlogs. So I finished this, it got 5 stars. Some of it was lost on me, probably because I've never been to New York, so I don't quite get why some boroughs are part of New York and others aren't, and others are sort of city-states in their own right, like New Jersey. For some reason I always thought New Jersey was part of New York, and I didn't even know about Staten Island. So yeah, but I'm sure I gave you a brief synopsis of this yesterday. I am flying through these books, and this one wasn't even on my TBR. I didn't own this one until yesterday. I'm sure I gave you a brief synopsis of this yesterday, but if I didn't, basically in this world we have these cities that become people, the soul of the city as it were. We have Sao Paulo, I probably butchered that. There are mentions of something happening to London, and it is time for New York to be born, actualised. But something goes wrong with that process, and it actually turns out that the soul of New York is each of these different boroughs. Manny, or Manhattan, is who you follow first, and it's up to him to find the rest of them, and the primary avatar, New York himself. And it's a rip-roaring adventure trying to defeat this evil entity from a parallel dimension. He reminds me of octopuses, and if you know anything about me, you know that octopi freak me out as something rotten. So this book was freaky, but I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to the sequel. But M.K. Jemisin is so talented. She is able to write. I have read the 5th season, and if nobody told me, or if she wrote under a pen name, I would assume that the 5th season and The City We Became were written by different authors, and just because of the nature of the books, but they both have that something that I'm going to put down as a Jemisin quirk, a Jemisin twist. It's like, you know it's her. There's just something about the style of this that just makes it obvious, to me anyway. If that makes no sense, I apologise. But that's another book down. How many is that this week? 5, was it? Either way. I'm on 11. I've read 11 this month, and let's just check because it's going to bug me. I read 11 this month, and I think it was 6. Yep, 6 books last week, so I've read 5 so far. So that's good going for me, and to think I was worried about reading my TBR this month. Well, I have read 2 books so far that aren't on the TBR, but we'll ignore that. So there has been a slight change of plan. I'm not going out on Saturday, so Sean's going to pick me up tomorrow night, and I'm just going to stay over his on Saturday. So that's why I do need to pack at some point tonight. And then because I've been reading the adult books recently, I think I might, House on the Cerulean Sea was adult, but it read like middle grade. So we'll just ignore that one for now. I think my next read is going to be I think I might read Ace of Spades, and because I can't be bothered to go and get it at the moment, but that is a YA thriller mystery type of book with hints of Pretty Little Liars. This is a rich boarding school, very preppy, very prestigious, and we follow 2 characters whose name I have forgotten. I've forgotten them, but I believe that they are the only black kids in school, which immediately puts them as outsiders, and they both have their secrets. One is the head girl who did everything she could to get in that position, and the other is a musician, I think. And they both have secrets, and this anonymous texter called Aces is out to destroy them and reveal their secrets, and obviously these 2 characters don't want that to happen. And I know Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte really enjoys this book. She's the person who I found this from, so she's also the person whose vlogs I am currently binging while I'm reading. So that's that. going to end this update here because it's already like 10 minutes long and I don't know how long the actual vlog is going to be. So I'm going to update. I've already updated my bullet journal and my review journal. Just need to update my little whiteboard and pack. So yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Okay, so it's Friday and to no one's surprise, I finished Ace of Spades by, and I apologize, I'm going to butcher this, but Farida Abike Imedi, and this got 5 out of 5 stars. I think I gave you a brief synopsis last night, but the head girl's name is Chiamaka, and the boy's name is Devon, and we find out pretty early on what their secrets are. Now, I'm not going to tell you any spoilers, or at least try not to, because it is a thriller, and it's a pretty engaging thriller, but we are thrown into a world where these two characters, the only two black characters in the school, are being targeted by an anonymous texter called Aces. Now, this school is very rich, very privileged, very white, and does have I'm not American, so I might get this wrong. Communist? No, not communist. The other one, Confederate. The school does have Confederate leanings, but we don't find out the significance of that until later on, and it is very clever how they do it. To me, this was scary because it could happen in these private schools where they all close ranks, they have secret societies where nobody knows what's happening, and there's money, and we all know that money and power and influence all go hand in hand and mean that some pretty shady people can get away with some pretty shady stuff. So it's got 5 stars. It was the prompt for POC author, so, but because it also has sprayed edges, and I read The City We Became, which wasn't on the official TBR, I can hopefully mix and match to get them to all match up. Even if they weren't on the original list, I still might make the prompts if I don't get the rest of the books read. But book 12, another 5-star. And this month is going really well. Maybe it is because I'm not travelling to the office and whatnot, but you know, we'll see what happens in September. We'll see if we do make it back that month. But 5 out of 5 stars. Highly recommend it to everyone. There is a trigger warning right at the front. Work of fiction, but it deals with many real issues, including racism, homophobia, bullying, and suicide ideation. I always like it when books put the trigger warnings at the front, because then you know exactly what's going into it and what you can expect. So, there is also LGBTQIA, I think I got it right, plus representation in this. Devon knows he's gay, but he's not necessarily out, and Chia is struggling with some feelings of her own, so it's a nice little one to read, but it is scary. So we'll mark that off there. I'll fill the bullet journal in a bit, but because that one I think is going to stay with me for a while, I think I might pick up Nevermore, The Trials of Morgan Crow by Jessica Townsend. It's right here, and off the top of my head I believe this was the prompt for feature a book that I'll pick a book that features a competition. I'm sure everybody knows excuse me, I'm sure everybody knows about this book. It follows Morgan, who is a cursed child. She is destined to die on her 11th birthday but on that day, on her 11th birthday, as the clock strikes midnight, she's whisked away by a remarkable man called Jupiter North, who whisks her away to a secret city of Nevermore. She's invited to join the Wondrous Society, who deal with magic, but in order to do that, she has to pass 4 trials using an exceptional talent. And I've heard that this is just full of whimsy and magic, and they get around by using bullies, which I think is hilarious. But it is middle grade, so it shouldn't take me too long. And because there is football on tonight, and Sean is picking me up, I think if I can fit it into my rucksack that I take when I stay over, I think I might take Hark Lights as well by Tim Tilley as a backup, and that is the prompt for one word title. And I think this one follows a young boy who is an orphan in a match factory, and all he wants to do is escape, but when he finds a small baby in an acorn shell, he looks after that baby. As payment for doing that, the small people of the forest, I can't remember names, I'm sorry, but the people of the forest offer this guy, it's not Tim, they offer this boy the chance of a lifetime to escape the match factory and go on an adventure. So 2 middle grades should see me through tonight, and I think that's it for this update. Yep, that's it for this update. I'm just going to do the journaling while I'm waiting and start Nevermore. I think I might change my bookmark though, because I don't think this is appropriate for middle grade, as funny as it is. But I might use my Somewhere Over the Rainbow one I got from Book Box Club because it has the magnet. So yep, I think that's it for this update, because I'm rambling and I can hear myself rambling, so I'll speak to you soon. So it's Saturday, I'm not using the tripod, so I'll try and make this update quick, but I had a really nice night with Sean, as usual, and I did start Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Crow, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. I've just started chapter 8. Yep, chapter 8, and the plot is starting to pick up. We've met Morrigan, Jupiter, and a strange man who I think is going to come into the story again later. But basically, everything that has happened on the synopsis has already happened, and I've been giggling the whole way through. It's just such a funny book, and I don't know what to tell you so far. But basically, Morrigan has been told she's a cursed child, blah blah blah. I've already gone through all of this, and not much else to tell you at this point. I have been editing this week's vlog, even though it's Saturday. I'm still convinced it's Sunday. So I've just been messing around with trying to create a title, some title credits. Let me know what you think of them, because I quite like it. Just having a bit of a play, trying to get those thumbnails up and pretty, but we'll just have to see how that goes, because I'm not, for someone who works in IT, I'm not very technically minded when it comes to media and video editing softwares, but you know, I'll learn, even if it's not the most obvious way to do something or the most straightforward. I will figure it out eventually. So yeah, I think that's it. As you'd have seen from the little clip last night, I finished Nevermore, The Trials of Morrigan Grove. Really enjoyed it. I got 5 stars. And I started reading Harklights by Tim Tilley this morning. His book has French flaps, which I love. And I did stop in the middle of the chapter, which was annoying. But I'm on page 60 out of 297, and it's quite big text, so it won't take me long to read. But this one is following Wick, who is an orphan in the match factory, and it's going really quickly. I'm absolutely adoring it so far. The plot is moving really quick, and I've got not much to tell you other than I'm really liking Wick. He's a really sweet young boy, and yeah, I think that's it. So far he has gotten out of the orphanage. He's rescued by the Hobbs, and they're on an adventure. I don't really know what more to tell you because it's really quick. And then I went to Waterstones today. I got 4 books and a dress, but I didn't get the dress from Waterstones. So we'll have Mina and the Undead by Amy McCall. Vampires in New Orleans in the 90s, I want to say, because this has sort of like looks like a VHS tape, and it has a cool sticker on the back with the price tag. But Mina arrives 1995. I was right, it's the 90s. That's the year after I was born. Anywho, Nina arrives in New Orleans to visit her estranged sister Libby. She loves nothing more than a creepy horror movie and can't wait to explore the city's darkest secrets. Vampire tours, seedy bars, spooky cemeteries, disturbing local myths. Mina lands a part-time job at a horror movie mansion and meets Jared, never say it, Libby's gorgeous housemate and fellow horror enthusiast. But the perfect summer bliss is broken when she stumbles upon the body of a girl with puncture marks on her neck, clutching a lock of hair that suspiciously resembles Libby's. Someone is replicating New Orleans' most brutal supernatural killings. Mina, why do I keep wanting to say Nina? It's Mina. Right. Mina must discover the truth and prove her sister's innocence before she becomes the victim of another myth. And I love this little bit here. It looks like the not the CDs, but the age stickers on like movies and TV DVDs and stuff like that. It's cool. It says suitable for fans of gothic YA murder mysteries. So this will be going on the shelf. Then we have the sequel to Dragon Mountain by Katie and Kevin Sang. I have recently just read Dragon Mountain. I think I read it last week. So we have that one. This is obviously the sequel, so I can't tell you too much about it. But from the synopsis, it looks like it's going to pretty much pick up where Dragon Mountain left off. Then we have the Left-Handed Booksellers of London by Garth. In a slightly alternate London in 1983, Susan Elkshaw is looking for her father. Crime boss Frank Thringley might be able to help her, but Susan doesn't get time to ask Frank any questions before he's turned to dust by the outrageously attractive Merlin. Merlin is a young left-handed bookseller, one of the fighting ones, who, with the right-handed booksellers, the intellectual ones, police the mythic and legendary old world when it intrudes on the modern world, in addition to running several bookshops. Merlin has a quest of his own and quickly finds it overlaps strangely with Susan's. Who or what was her father? Susan and Merlin must find out as the old world erupts dangerously into the new. So a couple of months ago, I can't remember exactly when it was, but I got Angel Mage in a book box and thoroughly enjoyed that. And this is a hell of a lot shorter than Angel Mage, so, and it still sounds really interesting. I want to go to London. Then we have a dragon book. This is the first book in the Temeraire series by Naomi Novik. Captain, and all I know about this one is it's set in the Napoleonic Wars, but there's dragons involved. Captain Will Lawrence has been at sea since he was just 12 years old, earning himself a beautiful fiancée, society's esteem and a golden future. But the war is not going well. It seems Britain can only wait as Napoleon plans to invade. After a skirmish with the French ship, Lawrence finds himself in charge of a rare cargo, a dragon egg found for the Emperor himself. Dragons are much prized. Properly trained, they can mount a fearsome attack from the skies. But when the newly hatched dragon decides to imprint itself on Lawrence, the horrified captain's world falls apart. Gone is his golden future, as he is consigned to be the constant companion and trainer of the fighting dragon Temeraire. I just wanted to see what was going on with this one because it is dragons. And it's an older one, 2007. But Naomi Novik and writing I found is very slow, it's very dreamlike, especially in Deadly Education and what was the other one? Spinning Silver. I have uprooted and I'm hoping that will have the same fairy tale-esque writing. Be interesting to see how it goes. With this one. But it's dragons. I do like my dragons. So that's the plans. So that's all of the books I bought today. I've done well, I think. The 4 isn't too bad, and these two were buy one get one half price. So there is that. So I'm going to just chill because it is Sunday. I do have work tomorrow. I like my job though. And I'm going to read some of this lovely shiny book, which is so cute. I've just noticed the little hobs on the cover. Can you see it? The hobs are the little tiny people. Anywho, so that's the plans for now. I'll see you soon. Just popping in to tell you all that I finished Harklights by Tim Tilley. That was the prompt for read a book with a one-word title. It was a really cute read about nature and how to look after it without being overly preachy, and I gave it 4 stars. I did feel a little bit distant from the action and the main point of everything, but I did really enjoy it. So I'm finishing the vlog with the finished book. So give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see this, talk about these, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.